Welcome to another telecast of LMC Varsity Sports alongside Peter Vera. I'm Charlie McGraw, and we're here at Mamaroneck High School for our first girls basketball game of this season as the Tigers get set to host the Rams from Portchester. And Peter, Mamaroneck's 2-2 after winning the Sleepy Hollow tournament, and then they had two straight losses. Portchester 0-4, but they had a close game, and this one could be a lot closer than one might think because of the records.
That's very true, Charlie. And Portchester is going to really look at this game to try to bounce back in their season and try to get their first win here. So, like you said, it's going to be a very close game because Portchester is really looking for that first win.
It should be, and also a little bit of a rivalry game here. So when we get back, we'll have the opening tip here on LMC Varsity Sports.
At this time, we'd like to introduce tonight's starting lineups. First, the visitors, the Portchester Rams. At guard, a junior, number 5, Kaya Kramer. At guard, a junior, number 12, Jayla Soto. At forward, a junior, number 32, Carly Thomas. At forward, a junior, number 10, Ariana Carlucci. And at guard, a senior, number 11, she's the captain, Nicole Barros. The Rams are coached by assistant coaches Jasmine Martinez and Jamie Florimbi. Head coach, London Reyes. And now, let's meet the starting lineup for our own Mamaroneck Tigers! At guard, a junior, number 1, Allie James. At guard, a junior, number 10, Tina Fabrizi. At guard, a senior, number 13, Amanda Gutierrez. At forward, a junior, number 20, Jamie Randall. And a forward, senior captain, number 15, Alexia Nactivo. Assistant coach for the Tigers is Daniel Bianchi, and head coach Joanna McNutt.
Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, and the opening tip was won by Jamie Randall, but it went right to Mamaroneck, so they'll get the first possession. Jayla Soto, and Portchester will have it here with Kaya Kramer, Ariana Carlucci, Nicole Barrios, Jayla Soto, and Carly Thomas, and it's stolen away by Allie James, and the Superstar Juniors layup is off the front iron and no good. Good job by Mamaroneck to get the first turnover, but turnovers will be very important in this game, Peter.
Yes, Portchester, if they want to win this game and get their first win, they're going to want that turnover ball coming very quick for them.
And they're going to want to not turn it over so much. They want to minimal turnovers, not let Mamaroneck steal it or take it away.
That as well, Charlie.
So that one is missed by Carly Thomas, first shot, and rebounded by the Tigers. They push it forward, and nice pass, James to Jamie Randall, and it's quickly 2-0 Tigers.
First 2 points from Mamaroneck Tigers.
As Portchester will bring it up. So far, fairly fast tempo, but Coach London Reyes wants his Rams to slow it down, and they will. 30-second shot clocks in girls high school basketball, and it's 4 8-minute quarters. Although boys high school basketball still 35-second shot clocks and 4 8-minute quarters, but the timing is the same for boys and girls. But that one went out off of Mamaroneck, and they'll keep it, and just missing, but a good offensive rebound, and how that one didn't go down is beyond me, and 3 rebounds in that sequence, and Portchester gets it back for Carly Thomas. And Portchester At first, looking for an opening was Kramer, but instead she'll pass it, going to the basket and missing the layup and getting her own rebound, no foul. But 6-7 rebounds for Portchester there. That's a good sign for the Rams.
Carly Thomas got a few rebounds there, Charlie. Looking good very early on the rebounds, Portchester here.
And for Mamaroneck, it's a little concerning to let 5-6 rebounds. Portchester just missed a couple of shots, but Randall misses it. A block for Thomas, so Thomas has 4 or 5 rebounds and a block now.
And you would expect Mamaroneck to get more rebounds with the height advantage that they have against Portchester.
Right, besides Carly Thomas, they have the overall height advantage over Portchester. Carly Thomas, though, the tallest. Her and Jamie Randall about the same height. And that's rebounded by Thomas once again. So just by having her height, everyone else is not too tall for the Rams, but Thomas says 5'11", but she looks at least 6 foot. As they'll throw it in the middle to Carlucci, passes it around, going to their center, Thomas, puts it on the ground, and it's off the glass and no good. Good defense by Jamie Randall, but a turnover for Mamaroneck, so 1 turnover for each team now.
As you pointed out early, Charlie, a lot of turnovers here in this game. They gotta have to control the ball more, especially Portchester if they want to win their first game.
Off foul there. Another turnover for Portchester. 2nd or 3rd of the game. Mamaroneck has the 1. Foul on Carlucci, her first. Team's first. Joanna McNeilis makes her 2nd year coaching. Is the Tigers coach for the 2nd year, as that shot was missed by the new player was Tina Fabrizi. We have a foul on Amanda Gutierrez. Seems like she's been on the team for 5 years now, but I think it's just 3. Sophomore, maybe 4, but I thought she had graduated last year, but she's still on the team. Her hair was a little different, so I didn't recognize her. Pulled it back, and usually was longer. Does that one will be played? Portchester, another turnover. That's number 4, and that's just a really sloppy pass.
Charlie, just to point out, earlier you were talking about Coach Joanna McNeilis in her 2nd year here with Mamaroneck Tigers. A lot of people here in Mamaroneck could probably remember Joanna when her playing days at Rhinebeck Panthers basketball.
And that was in the, like 10 years ago? Or?
It was about 10 years ago, yeah?
To that when? 12 years ago. Yeah, she was one of the Rhinebeck's best players of all time, right? As Gutierrez gets it and scoops it in. Right, but last year, Coach David Smith's team 2 years ago only had like 3 or 4 wins, and McNeilis had, as Allie James steals it, after Gutierrez had the basket on the previous play, Allie James with it, and if I'm Coach London Reyes, I call a timeout here, but he doesn't, as they're halfway through the quarter, and they're down 6-0 on 4 straight points. 4 points in 20 seconds.
Allie James nice with the steal, and then going all the way back to get that easy layup. Nice play by the Mamaroneck Tigers.
James now has 2 points to go along with her assist, and that's a block for Randall, and she gets swatted, but she throws it ahead to James, and James to the basket, and it's good.
Another 2 points by Allie James with another layup.
You gotta call timeout if you're Coach London Reyes. This could get ugly quick, as it's 8-0 now. James with 4, Gutierrez and Randall with a bucket each. But I guess, I mean, it would look good that he didn't call timeout if they can score off of this.
And the turnovers are killing Portchester right now.
That was a missed shot just off for Carlucci. Rebounded. James got away with a double dribble. And James feeling it, but doesn't pull up, as she has 4 points in a minute, and that's a 2. And it's off the mark. Rebound by Fabrizi, and she'll go for a 2 as the foul is on Soto. Barrios, her first, team's 2nd.
Allie James looks she's on fire right now, Charlie. She's feeling the shot.
although she missed her last one, but before that she has about 3 steals, about 2 rebounds, an assist, and 4 points. And even when she missed the shot, her shot gave an easy rebound for Fabrizi, and she which doesn't count as an assist. It's not hockey, but it does count for being able to at least set the teammate up, as Fabrizi will miss both free throws though. So 0 for 2 for Fabrizi, first 2 free throws of the game for either side, and they'll bring it up. This is like, I wouldn't say must score, but this is a big point in the game where Portchester's got to get on the board now. I can't remember the last time a team got shut out for a quarter or almost about 5. They've been shut out for the first 5, 20, and come back to win a game.
I'm also surprised, Charlie, that Coach London Reyes has not called a timeout with all these turnovers going on right now with this team.
When they made it 6-0, I would have called timeout. I was thinking. Did not hit the rim, so no shot clock. And just checking in was Lindsay Randall. She has the ball here. Passes to Gutierrez. Nice move by Gutierrez. In and out. And another rebound, number 7, unofficially, for the center, Carly Thomas. And Portchester will make a sub as well. Andrea Acosta coming in.
Coach Joanna McNellis must be very happy on her team's defensive job right now, how they're playing. A lot of steals, boards, and everything.
Tigers just have 11 players on their roster, but played about 8 or 9 so far. And a rebound there as the missed shot is going about 0 for 6. It's Carly Thomas, as Coach McNallis telling them to push, and missing it was...
After a few rebounds there, Charlie, they get that 2 points.
Sarah Bennett off the bench came in a minute ago and scores, gets 2-3 rebounds, and a blocking foul called on Gutierrez. That's her second already. And she'll come out for Samantha Shade, as Shade will come in for the first time. And see Fatim Sek come in for the first time as well. Portchester trailing 10-0 with 1:25 to go in this 8-minute quarter, and they're on the board. Nice move there by Carlucci for the first 2 points, and it's 10-2 with 1:15.
Those points were very crucial for Portchester because they were down 10-0 and almost under a minute left there, Charlie.
About the 120 mark was when Carlucci scored, and then they get they turn it over, but then they get it right back as they had in and out on that shot by the Tigers, and now they have it in the corner and can make it a 2-possession game with a basket here, getting her own rebound over the top, and she's now about 0 for 8, 0 for 9 as Carly Thomas, but she has almost 10 rebounds already. A nice pass from James to Sarah Bennett. Bennett and James now have 4 points each, 2 assists as they're spreading the wealth. Gutierrez has 2, Randall has 2, 4 for Bennett, 4 for James, 2 assists for James. And that's a travel. And Mamaroneck can hold for the last shot as Kaya Kramer travel.
And Portchester continues with the turnovers there, Charlie.
And they didn't use 1 timeout in this first quarter for Coach London Reyes. And surprising, again, they were dominated. You got to call a timeout. Maybe.
Do you think he's going to actually take time during the quarter break, or?
I mean, there was a couple of points in there, but he got lucky because it looked like they could have went on like about a 16-0 run to start the game, but instead, Mamaroneck wasn't able to take advantage. So it kind of didn't really hurt his team too much as Ostrowski comes in for the first time, 8th grader.
This Portchester team is very young too, though, Charlie. Compared to the Mamaroneck Tiger girls.
Another turnover and good defense by the Rams as they can't allow the Tigers to beat the buzzer after getting the turnover, so it'll be 12-2 Mamaroneck. We'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports. So there was no, back here on LMC Varsity Sports alongside Peter Vera, I'm Charlie McGraw, as there was no jump balls or held balls between the two teams. or anything where it was possession arrow. So from the opening tip-off, which Mamaroneck, even though they had won it, they went into Portchester's possession. So the Tigers started with it, and Portchester gets a turnover of their own, and will have a offensive foul over the back against Carly Thomas, her first, team's third. 5 1/4 in girls basketball. Yeah, 5 1/4 in girls basketball as opposed to 7. Oh, and their double bonus 5 1/4. Last quarter, Portchester had 2, and Mamaroneck had 2, both on Gutierrez. And then it would be, shoot 2 as James off on the shot, rebounded by Carlucci. She's looking to score her second basket and pulls it up, slowing it down here for the Rams with 7 minutes to go in the first half and a travel. Couple turnovers again. Timeout, Joanna McNeilis, and it'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll be right back, LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, 7:05 left. Mamaroneck's first timeout. Joanna McNeilis takes it as a 30-second timeout. Amazing that Mamaroneck up 12-2. They take the first time out of the game, as opposed to the Rams getting dominated here. That one hit the top and should have stopped it, but instead they rebound it, and Portchester gets the ball nonetheless. Good play for Carly Thomas to recover it, and 15 on the shot clock. Mamaroneck playing very fast-paced and to catch them on the run and stuff, instead of the Rams, who are taking their time when they get the ball. But when they do that, they give themselves more opportunities to turn it over.
That's correct. Coach London Reyes now is finally screaming at his players because, like, they've been turning off the ball over a lot, so it looks like he wants some points on that scoreboard.
As that was another missed shot by Thomas, rebounded by the Tigers. They swing it to Gutierrez, who's in there despite the 2 fouls here in this second quarter. As the last foul was against the Tigers is Allie James, her first. 12-2 Tigers, 0-0 in the second quarter with 6:19 left and a minute 41 gone by, and the Rams make a sub. Soto in for Barros. Portchester 0-4, Mamaroneck 2-2, including a tournament win at the Sleepy Hollow tournament. And that shot is missed. Randall, looked like before that they mistakenly reset the shot clock, but it doesn't matter as the next one hit the rim quickly, and that ball goes out of bounds. And I mean, that's just a mistake, not catching a ball like thrown right to her, but they're in double-digit turnovers, definitely, as opposed to Mamaroneck, who's at about 3 or 4 turnovers, and that's maybe, they might have less than that. Might more or less be like 2 or 3. But I would say about 3 or 4 turnovers from Mamaroneck, and Portchester has more than 10 already. About 5 in the second quarter, as it'll be played here by Acosta. Turnovers prevents, they have trouble even shooting out of bounds. Another turnover.
Another turnover by the Portchester Rams. Coach London Reyes must be very frustrated over there.
But like you said, they have a young team, and he's got to know that. As they have 2 seniors on the roster, Barros, who's playing and started, and Giselle Ramirez, who I don't even see on the bench. They have about like 13 or 14 on the roster we have, but there's only 4 players suited up on the bench, because that one girl doing the book is, I think, on the JV team, as well as the others doing the book. But as they usually do, they have the JV
I like the
team.
way that Bennett just saved that ball and just brought it back in for her team to not get a turnover there.
Gutierrez misses. Mamaroneck 0 for 3 from the line now. That was the second for the center, Thomas. It's like if you take Thomas out, though, you lose all your height. It's the first free throw is made in the game by either team. Gutierrez.
There goes another turnover by the Rams.
And about a second went off the clock from the made free throw to the turnover.
Like I said before, also, not only the youth kills the Rams in this, but it looks like the height advantage, like I said earlier, also helps the Mamaroneck Tigers to be able to like overpower these Portchester Ram girls.
Turnover though. As Coach will let, Coach Reyes will like the 8th grader Madison Ostrowski, whose older sister Elizabeth played at SUNY Purchase, was a good player when I was a student there. But nonetheless, he switched. He's having her inbound it now because on their last inbound, the other player did, and they turned it over, and it works as they beat the press easily in 5 seconds. Nonetheless, you have 10 to bring it up. But going in-game strategy switching. It's one of the reasons they didn't call timeout either. And dribbled and the reverse layup. Good opportunity there. Good resilience by Carlucci, and they'll get the ball back as they look to make it a single-digit deficit as they trail 13-2 with 4:57. Only 1 point in this quarter on the Gutierrez free throw, who has 3 points now for the Tigers. And that one is missed. Looks like they're trying to draw fouls too, but they're not getting the calls. They're just...
The Mamaroneck Tiger girls are overpowering the Portchester Rams. It looks like there's the size advantage. I don't know, but the Tigers are pressing all the right buttons here in this game early.
Especially when you can bring someone like Fatim Sek, who's about 6 foot off the bench, and she's only played like a minute now. She played like a minute in the first quarter and played like 10 seconds now in this, but it's a foul there against Noctigal. Her first. Team second of the quarter, both teams with 2 in the quarter. If they get to 5 in the quarter, it'll be double digits, and Ostrowski's shot is off the back, and that's the 3rd foul on the Rams. Second for Carlucci, so Carlucci and Thomas both have 2. Carlucci has the basket.
The Rams are going to have to be very careful now with fouls too, because if they don't want to get into foul trouble, especially with a very young squad.
And only 9 players on the bench. And I think only have 7 or 8. Not every player's played, I think.
You're going to want your experienced players to stay in the game.
A long 3, no good by Gutierrez. Rebounded off the shot clock. 8 on the shot clock. 9. Gutierrez, and you can hear that slap from up here. I think it's on Thomas, her 3rd, team's 4th. So now you got to take her out. And Coach London Reyes has no choice, and he will. She hasn't made a shot. She took about almost 10, but she's gotten about 12 rebounds. So yeah, and you need her height in there when they're getting towered over anyway. And Gutierrez misses another free throw. Might have to ask Coach McNellis after the game what she's going to do to improve the free throws, because they're now 1 for 5. Although, want to harp on it too much. As Gutierrez makes it though, 2 of 4 is Amanda Gutierrez, tied for the team lead with 4 points. She has 2 fouls as well, but her and James have 4 as a Sarah Bennett off the bench. Another turnover on Ostrowski. Another turnover for the Rams.
They continue with the turnovers here very early. Let's see what Coach London Reyes is going to do after this first half, what he's going to tell his girls.
That one was good by James. I think James scored that, right? She has 6 now. Another turnover for Portchester, but then
and a foul right after that as well.
I think it was just it was just out of bounds off of Portchester. But the next foul on Portchester will be 5, and it'll be 2 free throws unless it's offensive. So bringing it up will be Gutierrez, passing to Shade, to Sek, to Gutierrez. Gutierrez's shot is good. 6 points for her, lead all scorers as the Tigers lead 18-2. Coach Reyes might not call timeouts and stuff because he knows how badly they're being outplayed and stuff, and just doesn't want to prolong it almost, but
I feel like
and wants his team to learn.
He's got to let Kia Kramer know, like try to slow down a little bit because a lot of the turnovers looks like it's been part on Kramer.
This one will be brought up by James. Nice pass to Shade to Lindsay Randall. Nothing but net. 3 assists to go along with her 6 points for Allie James. And it's 20-2. Good defense by Shade here. And Sek nearly steals it, and she'll get called for the first foul. Her first foul, team's third.
The Tigers are almost in a double-digit lead. I mean, like almost a 20-point lead, I should say. That's what I meant.
They're up 20-2 with 2:17 to go in this first half, and they'll be shooting 2 free throws for the rest of the quarter on the next Portchester foul. Shot is missed and rebounded.
And the Tigers with another rebound.
Allie James with
Post to post on that play there, Charlie.
points 7 and 8 as Coach McNellis, they were looking to press but telling them not. As you're up by 20 points, it doesn't make sense to press. You don't want to foul and rub it in. Up 22-2. But in the second quarter, Portchester hasn't scored. Their shots really haven't been close either. They haven't had that many shots because they're turning it over before, but then besides that one that's high off the glass and good for Carlucci, who now has 4 points.
That's been the first points in this quarter for them.
Right, and it was at the same mark almost because they scored with about a minute something left, and it was with 1:25 of the first quarter where Carlucci scored.
That's correct.
And nice vision by James. She read that from a mile away and looking for her double-digit points, and she misses the layup though and won't get 9 and 10 at the moment.
Look at
Gets
James.
the rebound and
She's
the pass.
hustling on that play.
And she sets up Lindsay Randall again. She's got 8 points, 4 assists.
Allie James is all over the field, all over this court here early with points, rebounds, assists, and steals.
And that's a layup, no good off the back iron for Kaya Kramer. James will slow it up with 25 on the shot, 33 on the game, 8-second differential, and Tigers with a 20-point lead. If they hurried, they could have did a 2-for-1, but instead, Portchester will bring it up, and we'll see what they'll do with it. 24-4. Kramer recovers. Has a timeout if she wants to use it, but doesn't. Plays it into Carlucci. She dribbles it in, and off the back iron, no good. Ostrowski can't get the rebound. James has it with 7 seconds, and she will get fouled by Barros, her second. So Barros has 2, Carlucci has 2, and Thomas has 3 fouls.
Barros is on the floor, but slowly getting up. Looks like she banged her leg on that play.
James has the chance to hit double-digit points with 5.1 if she can make both free throws, as she has the 4 assists and about the 4 or 5 rebounds. And steals, nothing but net, easy stroke and an easy shot. 25-4, James' next shot will be points 9 and points 10.
2 for 2 on that one, though.
Made it look easy, and she did it very quickly too. And Kaya Kramer has it. She's got 3 seconds, got to shoot it, and she will at the buzzer, and it'll be off the mark. So the Tigers lead 26-4, only 2 points in each quarter for the Rams, and 12 and 14 in the first and second quarter. So we'll be right back with the third quarter here on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports alongside Pete Rivera. Cameramen are Jeff Radow, Rob Moretti, who's also LMC Varsity Sports producer, and His Holiness BJ Person-Peary. As it is 26-4 here at Mamaroneck High School, and the theme has been Portchester's turnovers, and 10 seconds after they started with it, they turn it over again, Peter.
Wouldn't you think Coach Reyes would talk to his team on the turnover situation?
Exactly, but some of it, I mean, he can't help with, but also it was interesting because Coach McNellis's team was in the locker room longer than Portchester. They went to the locker rooms, separate locker rooms at the same time, and Portchester came out with about 3 minutes to go on the clock, the 10-minute clock, and Mamaroneck came out about a minute later.
This is very
You would
true.
think that Portchester should have been in there to the whole time, basically.
Yeah, very
I remember
surprising on Coach Reyes' point. Like, why would you? Your team is down by a lot. Wouldn't you want to stay there a little longer there, Charlie?
Well, at this point, I mean, the game is out of hand for them, but you want to use it as a teaching moment at least, as another as a player. Looks like we're down to 3 players now, as that free throw was good by Sarah Bennett. She's got 5 points now, 1 for 2 from the free throw line. You want to use it to teach, but looks like 1 player won't return from an injury, so they're down to 8 healthy players, and 2 players got 3 fouls, including the player with the ball. She's rejected. Barrows has 3. Allie James will get the easy layup. And she
Coast
now
to coast right off the bat.
has 12 points to go along with 4 assists and 5 rebounds. Couple turnovers. As kicked, it goes off of Gutierrez.
Playing a little soccer in this game too there, Charlie.
Which is not allowed, but I think they said it went off the leg, or it wasn't kicked, it went off the knee, so it'll be so it won't reset. Although when it resets, it goes to I think 15, which I guess they just keep it because it was already at 18, so they wouldn't reset it to 3 seconds below on the shot clock. And that 3 is a 2, as her foot was on the line and she finished it, did Soto, but that's an assist for Carlucci, so she's got 4 points and an assist, and Soto has the only other basket, which was a long 2. The feet were just inside the line.
That's right, Charlie. And this time, Portchester Rams finally get 2 points earlier in the quarter than later.
As that one's good by Gutierrez. She has 8 points, 3 field goals, and 2 for 4 from the free throw line. As the 2s from Carlucci in the first and second quarter were under a minute and a half to go in the quarter, and now they score here. But I mean, they have to, as for their sake, no varsity team wants to only score 10 points in a game. That's just embarrassing. That one goes out of bounds off of Mamaroneck, and we finally see a Coach London Reyes timeout, as didn't know he was going to finally take one after seizing up the many opportunities to take him earlier. But we'll be right back here on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, 6 seconds to go on the shot clock. Maybe one of the reasons Reyes finally used a timeout, and they got to move it as the 3 is off the rim. And it's weird, Mamaroneck's bench was yelling how much time. I don't know why. I guess just to tell the defenders to be ready for the shot, but that was interesting as Gutierrez gets it back and is rejected. It was a good play, give and go with the forward Randall, and Randall jars it home for her 3rd and 4th point, and a good shot. It looked like it was going to swish, but then it rattled home, and it was enough as they now have a 33-6 lead, and that shot is off the back iron and no good from Carlucci, who was looking for her 5th and 6th points, and James misses the shot, and the rebound is missed, and it's off of Randall. So a 27-point lead for Mamaroneck with 4:54 to go in this 3rd.
Allie James has been playing a very good game here today. And Charlie, what do you think?
Yeah, very good. She's got 12 points, 4 rebounds. Last year, she was the star as a sophomore, and makes sense that she's the star again, as we'll have a full line change, as our former community sports producer and big hockey guy, former writer for the Rangers, would be happy with the full shift change here for the Tigers. Joanna McNellis, that is the Seth Stats Rothman, as it'll be inbounded by the Tigers following the full line change. And when you're up by 26 points, that makes sense. You have 11 players too, so it makes sense to do that is they did it. She did it at the 4:30 mark as well.
So you had to rest all the good ones and put in the new one in there to test them out, right?
Exactly, but especially when you're up by 27.
Coach Joanna McNellis is pushing all the buttons in her second season.
But you rarely see a coach do it all at once, but it was because of the big lead. So that one played in Stafford to Sek, and she'll miss her first shot. Sek, we saw last year, she started at the beginning of the year and got a good amount of playing time, but then she got injured halfway through the year, and making her way back as to earn that playing time back, as that one is played ahead. It's the players behind her who took her place basically earned her position, which is tough when you're starting and you get injured. She got a lot of playing time until she got injured, and now she's coming back. She's got the braces on the knees. I think the injury was a knee injury. That one missed by Stafford. Sek, though, showing her ability, and she travels after getting the rebound. 33-6 lead with 3:39 to go here on LMC Varsity Sports. Portchester will bring it up, looking for their third and fourth points of the half, and Mamaroneck cuts 7 to the Rams 2, and they'll go the free throw line for the first time today.
Coach Joanna McNellis actually got up this moment with the new 5 that are actually on the court now.
Second foul for Sek. 2 shots for Ariana Carlucci. Sek couldn't believe the foul, and Carlucci will miss it. So second free throw coming now. And that one is good for Carlucci. So she's got 5 points to lead Portchester, as they only have 7, but she's got 5 and the assist on the Soto basket. And that basket is long. Fatima Sek with the rebound. Thought about going up, but plays it to Lindsay Randall. Back into Sek from Randall. Back out, and Fabrizi fakes it. She is hacked, no foul.
Sek overpowered Thomas over there. Both are around the same height range. It looks like Sek had the advantage.
She has a bucket, and a timeout by Coach Reyes. Can't use him later. So we'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports. 2:50 to go. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports alongside Peter Vera. I'm Charlie McGrath. 35-7 with 2:40 remaining in this third quarter, as the Tigers are in cruise control, as it'll be played in to Thomas, and the lucky bounce gets her first 2 points of the game. Another assist for Carlucci. And it's 35-9 now. Sek has it. And the shot at the top is off for Randall. And Portchester will look to get into double digits now with 2:10 remaining in this third quarter. So Carlucci will play it to Soto, and a foul.
There's a little hand reaching in there, Charlie.
Sek's third foul. And she'll take a seat and be replaced by Elizabeth Regan. And it'll be a foul again. It's on Fabrizi. 2 shots for Thomas. Looking for points 3 and 4. She'll take her time, bend, and back of the rim, no good. Timeout, Coach Reyes. So he'll use
his third one?
His third one in the last 4 minutes of this quarter. After in the first quarter, should have used one after they were down 8-0. But nonetheless, we'll be back here on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here in LMC Varsity Sports, second free throw after the timeout by Coach Reyes, both missed by Carly Thomas, and she can't get Portchester that 10th point as losing it and then hitting the floor. And you can hear the floor mark up here was for Breezy. So rough stretch as Fabrizi gets called for the foul. And then the two was made by Kaya Kramer, her first 2 points. So Carlucci has 5, Soto has 2, Thomas has 2, and Kramer has 2.
And the Rams finally got into the double digits. 11 points for the Rams.
Coach McNallis up 24. Doesn't want them to turn it over, so she calls a 30-second timeout in the backcourt as she has 4 remaining. As can't take them with you. So we'll be right back here on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, inbounded by Fabrizi. Wide open was Regan, and now they're swinging it around on the other side to Randall. And Regan's shot is off the front iron, rebounded by the Rams. The Rams have 7 points in this quarter.
Stepped it up a little bit here in this third quarter.
As that was a rainbow 3 that was missed. I think if that basket was made by Carlucci, after that rainbow 3 miss, it could have been considered almost an assist. There was such a rainbow shot there by Kaya Kramer. She was feeling hot after she made her 2 the play before, her first 2 points of the game. Carlucci has it. I don't know when it hit the rim that they reset the shot clock. Oh, because it switched possession technically. I think it went off.
Yeah, the Tigers last touched the ball.
Right, so they switched the possession, exactly. Nonetheless, they just missed the shot to Carlucci. And Fabrizi almost
got the +1.
Almost an N1, but she missed it. As it'll be Kramer's, amazing, just her first foul. She played the majority of the game for Portchester, and they have a ton of team fouls, but that's just her first. As Carlucci has 1, 3 on Barros, 3 on Thomas. It's helped them that they only have 2 this quarter. First quarter they had 4, first quarter they had 3. The next, amazing they didn't reach the bonus in the second.
Especially Kramer is your point guard there on the Rams. She's been doing everything that she can do for the Rams to try to bring life on her squad.
1 of 2 from the free throw line. Tina Fabrizi, she has 1 point on 4 free throws, 1 of 4. As that shot is a wild layup, is missed. Good rebound though, and a miss. And then the rebound is put in. So just padding her stats there as she missed it, got the rebound and put it back in was Carly Thomas. And that one is good by Tina Fabrizi. She's got 3 points on a nice play.
Tigers go coast to coast and then get the assist and then the easy lay-in.
As that one is missed by Carlucci, picked up by Fabrizi with 3 seconds too. She passes it instead of taking the half-court shot. Could have added some drama here, but instead it goes out of bounds, and the quarter will end 38-13. And there's nothing that's more exciting than a half-court shot that gives your team a 28-point lead. So we'll be right back next on LMC Varsity Sports. Good job. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, alongside Peter Vera, cameraman Rob Moretti, who's also LMC Varsity Sports producer, Jeff Radau, and BJ. My beard is better than yours, person period. I'm Charlie McGraw, and I can't grow a beard, as Portchester has it, and they play it to the middle, and it's a foul on the Tigers.
Charlie here with the catchphrases.
So, you got a nice beard yourself, Peter. It matches your hat and the LMC shirt, you know?
Yes, sir, you know.
And the black pants.
It's that time of season to have a nice beard.
Right. Keep yourself warm. Because that one is Thomas misses. 3-4 misses in a row on point-blank shots. Another reason they're trailing by 25, missing easy shots. The turnovers have been number 1, but those shots, it's a travel, no call.
Stafford looked like she was sleeping. And she turned around and the ball was in her face.
I thought that was a 3, but they only give Fabrizi the 2. So we continue to keep something going here. I'll ask you, Peter, have you noticed what hasn't happened in this game yet? Do you know? So, something statistically, it looked like it happened there, but it didn't.
The 3 ball has yet to go in.
Right, neither team has made a 3. It's Fabrizi going behind the back, and that would have been a nice sequence, but instead, right, no one has hit a 3. As it looked like.
I don't want to say that the height is a big factor to get a 3 ball in, because Portchester has a lot of young girls that are they're not in the big range, and the Tigers are almost in that area as well. And their starters are not even in here in this second half. So the 3 ball is maybe a little bit complicated to probably be seen in this game now.
Neither team has taken many 3s. There's a couple on the border that looked like they were 3s, but they were short and they were only 2s. So they was the one that was made by, I think it was Carlucci. No, it was Soto. Soto's basket looked like it was a 3 for Portchester. And then that shot by Fabrizi looked like it was a 3, but then they gave her 2, and she has 5 now.
Yeah, there was a shot for the Rams that her foot was on the line, and it was called back for 2, right?
Right, the nice shot in the corner by Soto. It was like the first basket other than Carlucci. It was only like the 4th or 5th point. It looked like it was a 3, but her foot was on the line. Another foul, Mamaroneck, 3 fouls in a minute 53. Stafford's second foul.
Coach McNellis' Tigers are looking to have a 30-point advantage during this game coming up here.
As Fabrizi brings it up again, as she has the hot hand with a couple points in a row. She'll pass it. She'll get the rebound, though. A good read by Fabrizi, and she'll go to the line for 2 as she's fouled by Ostrowski. Pretty sure it was on the team as a 7th grader last year when we did their game. I remember that it was like, she came off the bench last year as a 7th grader as well. So I remember how her sister played at SUNY Purchase when I was a student there. And she was very good, I think, Elizabeth. But that one in and out, no good. Fabrizi's woes continue at the free throw line, as she is now 1 for 5, but she does have 5 points with 2 2s. The one that looked like a 3 that was called a 2, and a free throw. So let's see if she can make it 2 for 6. Yes, swish. She took that like a stop and pop jump shot, not a free throw. And she's 2 of 6 on the free throw line, and she's got 6 points.
Thomas checks in back for the Rams.
Foul. It's 5:47. It doesn't matter right now. The foul trouble. So everybody but the one Mamaroneck reserve will come in.
Looks like about to have another hockey change here, Charlie.
Shift change. Coach Chaparelli, dial him up. Mamaroneck's legendary hockey coach, who coincidentally was taught hockey by his assistant coach, Art Bruno. He was a competitor, and he knew a lot. He was he was a gym teacher and a big sports guy, Coach Chaparelli, but he basically got the job because they hired him for his intensity. They needed a coach, exactly. And that'll be travel. And Art Bruno knew some hockey, so he came on as an assistant and basically started as co-coaches. Coach Chaparelli now has 500 combined wins in baseball and hockey. And in hockey, more than 200, but it's amazing.
I think it's 1,000 combined.
Oh, 1,000 combined. Oh, I think more than 500.
500
In baseball and like more than 400 in hockey. And amazing that he, basically self-taught, and assistant coach Bruno taught him after getting the job. That couldn't happen today. That was like 30 years ago, but that would never, the competitiveness and everything. Knowing a sport, you wouldn't be able to learn it from your assistant, as James gets it. And she'll score.
There you have it, a 30-point lead for the Mamaroneck Tigers over the Portchester Rams here, Charlie.
And she has,
pretty big lead.
I think,
Now
14
James,
points now.
and she comes back
With
from that
4
long
assists.
rest. With those, she's still on fire on the court.
14 points, 4 assists, 43-13, intercepted by the center, Randall. They got the Twin Towers in there with Randall and Seth. So that one goes out of bounds.
I like that Aaron Judge and Carl Stanton Twin Towers you just said there, Charlie.
How about Thunder and Lightning with Tiki Barber and Ron Dane back in the day? When they had that other guy too, they called it Thunder, Earth, Wind, and Fire, right? Bradshaw, yeah. Who, no relation, but a guy with the same name, Ahmad Bradshaw, led Army to its second straight win over Navy. The quarterback Ahmad Bradshaw for the Army. Golden Knights over Navy in the Army-Navy game.
How long did the Navy have
They won 14 in a row.
14 in a row,
They
wow.
did. They had won 14 games in a row as Ostrowski scores their first basket, and then now Army has won 2 in a row. I think I went to the game in 2002, and that started Navy's streak that ended in 2015. They won 2002 to 2015 every game.
It was a pretty snowy one on Saturday.
Yeah, it was fun. Because that one's good by Randall. But like the most important, one of the most important would be a couple months after 9/11, which 2001, which was the last one that Army had won before the 14-game streak.
Oh, wow, okay.
So
I wasn't aware of that, Charlie. Thank you for giving me those notes
no
there.
problem. As James will be fouled, she'll shoot 2 to add to her 14 points already, 15 and 16. And Cindy Gonzalez checking in for the first time is. I think it might have been no, Barrows. Yep, no.
Ellie James
Was it-
continues with her hot hand here, Charlie.
No, Barrows will come out for Gonzalez, but there was a player who was playing in the first. Oh, Andrea Costa played like a couple minutes, and she looks like she hurt herself, so she's on the. Could come back in, but Gonzalez comes in for the first time, and that one's missed. James missed the second one, made the first, but she'll get it back as she gets points 16 and 17 now.
She receives that assist and goes all the way coast to coast, all by herself with that easy lay in there, Charlie.
Not sure if she's coming out for a sub, but if she makes a 3, she'll have 20 points.
I wouldn't think Coach Joanna McNellis would want to take that hot hand. And look at her all alone once again, and another easy lay-in by Ellie James there, buddy. Charlie, she is on fire right now.
19 now for her. Almost close to 10 steals. She's got about between 5 and 10 steals, maybe 6 or 7, because she scored about 3 or 4 baskets off of a steal. She has about 5 rebounds, make it 6, 7, and she has like 5 assists now as Gutierrez gets it back to her. James thought about it. She's looking for sec, wasn't open, and she gets it, and she's got 21 points now.
And she's heating up here with her hand.
And that's about 6 points in less than a minute, too.
Trying to do that Tracy McGrady, 13 points in under a minute, was it?
I think, yeah, 13 points in like 40 seconds. Tracy, I couldn't make it as a pitcher, McGrady. I worked for the Bridgeport Bluefish. That was one of the best games I worked. I was in the press box, and like his agent or something was also in the press box because I was doing the scoreboard when I worked for the team. And McGrady, we were at the Bluefish. He was not a good pitcher. He couldn't find the plate. It was very tough. I mean, it was like 2 or 3 years after he retired. He was trying to make it as a pitcher, and they signed him because he was like in Texas and a publicity stunt. And they started him in the second game, and he was like walking the house, and then J.R. Tolles, who was like a MLB backup for the Astros for 6 years, hit a bomb off him off the top of the fence. And like there, I'm kind of not supposed to cheer in the press box, but kind of like cheering, and these people are just like all depressed because they're mad. McGrady's getting lit up.
I feel like that's what the Yankees are going to do to the balls next year.
Exactly. Stanton and Judge, they're like Mantle and Maris Jr., the M&M boys, but they're that. And did you happen to see that great tweet from Judge? He was like quoting Step Brothers. He's like, "Did we just become best friends?" I tell you, it was like Christmas Day though. Like if you were a Yankee fan with the snow and the breaking news on Twitter at like 9 o'clock. That one's thrown away.
Yeah, because it was all overnight on Friday till Saturday that they were heavily trying to get that trade done.
It was kind of out of nowhere. I mean, it wasn't even talked about until like Thursday or Wednesday, and it happened on Saturday. It picked up on Friday. Kay and Michael Kay on his show was talking about the Yankees play-by-play guy, but a couple guys else too. I'm sure his royal sleepiness, Mike Francesa was talking about it as well, but as his last day's coming up. But speaking of big leads, the Tigers, if they can get, they could win this game by 40. It's 52-15 with 105 left.
We're going to need the first 3 of the game if we're going to want that there, Charlie.
She did take Allie James out though.
The hot hand is off the court.
But they would, if they score, they will get the ball back again. As that's a nice movement. All those
Beautiful play by the Mamaroneck Tigers.
I think they work on that team drill at practice to a T, and they got it, did Elizabeth Regan. So
They
she
were
now
actually working
scores.
that, Charlie, earlier in the pregame. I was with our producer, Robert Reddy. We were looking how they were playing, and they had a pretty good practice in the pregame.
That's what I call him, Producer Rob. But as they're looking for that 40-point lead, and Gutierrez, they will get it.
And they got it there. You were correct there.
Elizabeth Regan now has 4 points, but everyone on the team has scored. Allie James, Randall, Shea, Fabrizi, Regan, Gutierrez is Regan's. Not that last basket, but the basket before made it a basket for everybody.
So we're under 25 seconds there, Charlie. Who is your women player of the game?
Allie James with the 21 points. Although the whole team, for everybody scoring. Steph, although, I take that back. I don't think Stafford scored. I have her marked for, I think, 2 fouls. I don't think Chloe Stafford scored. Everybody else did, though. Oh, actually, Sek didn't score either. She just had the 2 fouls. I mean, when James scores 21 and
With a lot of steals and rebounds and everything.
She outscored Portchester by 6 points. Rob, put that in your tweet. Allie James, although it might have been 19, I know she had at least 19 or 21, one of the baskets we weren't sure on. And unfortunately, our producer couldn't confirm it. But it was 20, she had either 21 or 19, but she outscored Portchester by either 4 or 6. And she had about 6 assists and that. So Rob will get to tweeting. And we'll be right back on the postgame show with interviews and analysis from this 56-15 win for Mamaroneck. Hope we kept you entertained throughout. Back here on the postgame show with Allie James. And Allie, it was a good team win for you guys. Almost everyone scored, and you guys were in cruise control early. Tell me what helped today.
We've been practicing really hard. We just came off of the win at the Sleepy Hollow tournament. We've been practicing hard, going over the little things, boxing out, pushing the ball up. So we've been practicing well, and coming into games like this where we knew that we kind of had a home court advantage, it was really helpful.
Now in her second year, how much has Coach Joanna McNallis helped the team?
The drills are definitely a lot more rigorous. It's there's more commitment. Everyone kind of has a role on the team, and I think everyone feels that they're needed individually, which helps with the collaboration of everybody.
Even though you only have 11 players, almost everybody contributed, and as a team effort, even though you had 21 points, it's good. You also had 5 assists, helped to contribute throughout with the team.
It's looking for the little things, driving, dishing, seeing who's there, because that pass that you give someone this time, they know that they're doing the right thing, so they're going to want to do it all the time. And I think that in a game where it's more competitive, you're going to need everyone, and I think that's what was established here today.
And now you're 3-2, coming off a big win. You guys have to have confidence and build momentum towards your league schedule coming up.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we play Byram Hills tomorrow. That'll be another good game. And then after winter break, it's all league. So we're ready. And we're hoping that with all the practice we've been doing, we can definitely compete this year.
Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, Coach Joanna McNallis. And Coach, it was a good team effort, a good win, and it's got to be happy to see almost everybody score for your team.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we came off, 2 hard losses, but the kids are battling, they're competing, which is the most important thing. That's what we want to do. We want to be the best team that we can on any given night, and I'm so glad that everyone is being able to contribute offensively and defensively. It's fun for a coach when you get everybody in and everyone's doing well and having fun.
And you have a good, great player in Allie James. She had 21 points, she had 6 assists. She can score in bursts, and it's great to have somebody like that on your team.
It drives through her. I'm excited for her. She got nominated captain this year as well. So for her to be able to kind of grow into that leadership role, and she particularly attacked the basket and dished a lot more tonight, which I really love that about her game. So I'm excited to see her, flourish over the next season and next year as well.
And it's your second season here at Mamaroneck. What are you looking forward to as it's 3-2, but maybe something you could do like different than the first year, or something you know more about the community or the team now? In year two?
I think we got our feet wet last year and really kind of started to learn what it means to compete. And I think the girls are now holding each other more accountable, whereas before it was kind of, not really in their minds. It wasn't in the forefront. So every practice, every day, we try and get better. And it's really not me driving the bus anymore. It's really them, and making them understand that it's about their body language and how they carry themselves. So they're pushing each other, which is really important.
Back here on the post-game show, and Peter, what was your take as this was our first Mamaroneck girls basketball game of the season?
Well, for a third win for Mamaroneck, and to see his second year for Coach Joanna McNellis, this was a very, very good game for them. Because it was a 40-point win, 41 deficit. Very well played by Allie James. She was all over the court, rebounds, steals, points. Looking to see a very well season for the Mamaroneck Tigers looking on forward. Portchester, I'm hoping they get a win eventually, because it looked like they were not doing the right things today, and hopefully I see their coach can actually work with their girls on the turnovers. And Mamaroneck looks like they're not gonna have much homework to do, except I don't know. What do you think? Because they pressed all the right buttons today.
Yeah, they'll just have to work on their biology homework, definitely. As they're 3-3 now, but this game, right? They won't. Rob will give this tape to Barry, and she'll pass it along. But there's not that too much they can get out of it, as they did not do much wrong. As for scouting purposes, for what they can improve themselves. I mean, Allie James can put some of this highlights for her college reel for playing in college, but I would say things they did wrong, they won't find much in this DVD.
No. Mamaroneck played very, very well today. It wasn't only just Allie James, but the points was distributed amongst 90% of the team. The rebounds by many of the bigger girls, the older girls, and maybe that's what another thing maybe Mamaroneck had as an advantage. They had older girls, more veteran ball playing here on this court, and maybe the height advantage could have probably helped out a lot in this game too.
Yeah, definitely. So that'll wrap it up from Mamaroneck, as the Tigers are now 3-2 and Portchester is 0-5. A lot of people to thank for today's telecast, as the CEO is Eric Lewis, COO is Matt Sullivan, community sports producer is Mr. Rob Moretti, who is also on the camera, along with Jeff Radel and BJ Person-Peary. Once again, for Peter Vera, I'm Troy McGraw saying thanks so much for watching, as the final score was 56-15, Tigers over Rams here at Mamaroneck High School.